Is wisdom hard to get? How do I know that I am wise? How do you know you're wise? I mean, has somebody ever told you you're not wise and like you're not making good use of the opportunity that you have, and you're like, what? How dare you? You're like rolling up your sleeves. But I mean, I understand, but I think it's easy to say that I am wise, but maybe I'm not just knowledgeable about some things. But I mean, we have to tell ourselves the truth sometimes. Anyways, it's okay. I've discovered some secrets, hidden secret tips that I think if I apply into my life, it's just going to really, really make my life seamless. Yeah. And I think you should apply it in your life as well. So let's get right into it. Hi there, my name is Folashade Akibobola. I create content on faith. I rightly divide the word of truth through the help of the Holy Spirit and personal development. In my last video, which I'm going to link here, I talked about what wisdom is and the 7 pillars of wisdom. However, I only talked about 3 pillars, as I shared 3 pillars of wisdom, and just explain in simple terms how we can just apply these things in this age and time that we live in. Today we're going to be talking about the other 4 pillars of wisdom and how again we can apply it in this age and time that we live in. At the end of this video, I want you to just be able to revolutionize your mindset. In this world, we have a seat with 4 legs, we have a tripod with 3 legs, but the balance that wisdom gives you is the balance to sit on 7 pillars, and we can find this in Proverbs chapter 9 verse 1. Today we're going to be talking about 4 pillars of wisdom. In continuation to my last video, again, we're going to be talking about partnership, we're going to be talking about nation building, leadership, and stewardship. So what is partnership? Partnership is basically a business structure where 2 or more parties come together to share profits, to manage day-to-day activities, just for the sole aim, of course, achieving a goal. So how does this even relate to the kingdom, to what we're talking about, right? See, I've seen people will make a post and say, oh, alone in this world, nobody to talk to, and this depressive kind of post and all that. See, that's the lie of the devil. Don't let the devil lie to you. That's not your thoughts. When such thoughts come to you, you have to resist it. That's not your thoughts. Don't allow that kind of thought to settle into you. You're not alone. You're never alone. You're not meant to be alone. That's not the way God designed it. See, in the Bible, God himself modeled partnership. Look at Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image. The point I want to bring out is let us. So he could actually do it by himself, but he said, let us make man in our own image. Why? This is to tell you that this is the design from creation. And we see also in Bible, Jesus himself modeled this again in Mark chapter 6 verse 9. It says, and he called unto him the 12 and began to send them forth by 2 and 2 and gave them power over unclean spirits. Is actually another confirmation again in Luke chapter 10 verse 1. And after this, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place whither he himself would come. You're never to be alone. That's just the design. So okay, how can we now apply this? Take for an instance, you're going for an interview, or you want to submit a business proposal, just something, I don't know, an assignment or whatever it is. It's okay to ask somebody. It's okay to ask your friend, what do you think about this? And that person gives his or her insight in it. I promise you, sometimes or most of the times, you find that you never thought to that direction, and it could just be that single idea that person gave to you that would just be the click. I promise you. See, and this is why, again, it is important to move with wise people. It is important to choose your friend wisely. Like this, I cannot overemphasize this enough. See, we can talk about partnership in different levels, but let's just keep it at this, as basic, this way. How you relate with people, never be alone. You want to do something, find insight. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Bring the two ideas together and put it together and see how you can now balance what you thought you have. Sometimes you even realize that what you thought you've arrived, you found that you've not even scratched, like you've not even opened the first book. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, this is how this area can actually help us. We see in Proverbs 13 verse 20, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. You don't want to do that to yourself. And in Proverbs 27 verse 17, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Case closed. You're never alone. That's just the emphasis of this whole thing. So you need the right relationship. You need to be like around the right association. Is very, very important, because of course when you need to ask for these ideas, when you need to ask for insight, so that you don't begin to ask foolish people for insights and you just destroy the whole of the thing that you're even doing in the first place. So see, I wrote here that the fastest way to lose yourself is to surround yourself with people that do not even share the same value with you. So we're going to be talking about nation building, and I put in brackets citizen. So what is nation building? Nation building is the building of a nation with a core value system, a value of fairness, a value of justice, and just the rule of law. We see in Proverbs 14 verse 34, righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. So what actually makes some part of the world different from another part of the world, especially the western part of the world, is righteousness. We see in this western part of the world that no matter who you are, when you're guilty of something, you're going to face your music, or you're going to dance to your music, or whichever way they say it. But my point is, in another part of the world, especially in Africa, I'm trying to say, you're guilty and you're justified. You know, this is not a right way to live. It does not allow the flow of the blessings of God. Thank God for grace. So this is to our leaders. We can do better to be able to allow the blessing of God. And narrowing it down to a citizen, we are very quick, and it's easy for us to point hand at our leaders. We ourselves, you can ask, you know deep down within you that God cannot put you in that place, because you know yourself that your habit is very bad, your mindset is not good. So this thing actually starts from us. We are the nation. Coming together of one or two persons makes a nation. So you have to be doing something right. You have to ask yourself, what can I do to bring change to the community, to the world? If everybody can have this type of mindset, we have a very, very good environment to live in. Sometimes we are always pointing at, you always, this problem. Most of the time, you are the solution to that problem. You have to find it. You have to treat people nice. The way I don't even want to emphasize too much on this, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Some persons are just really, really wicked. Then we blame it on the government. You trash things on the floor. You're not cooperating with government rules and regulation, and yet you're pointing hand to the government like you can do better. So this is the way that shows that you're wise, because when everybody begins to behave themselves, it makes it convenient for everybody to live in. What do you think? Let's talk about leadership, and let's look at the book of Ecclesiastes. I like to call it Ecclesiastes. 10 verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sits in low place. Oh, what a shame. So rich place here, it's not necessarily like finances. I mean, there could be something like that, but that's not really the focus in this place, in this scripture. It's literally talking about people that are rich in wisdom and knowledge, people that have great capacity, people that They have great endowments in mind, but above all, they are full of grace, they fear God, they hate covetousness. And yeah, always talking about a leader, and you're not talking about a quality that this quality, the eating covetousness. This is what tells that you're a very, very good leader. It's such a shame that this kind of people, we don't find them. They're people that are greatly qualified. Talk of post like administration in government, but really don't find people like this type of people most times up there. Such a pity. However, you, wherever you are, can start to build yourself, because opportunities can come. So you need to build leadership competence. It's very, very important, because of course, like I said again, God can just open doors of opportunity for you, right? And let me say this, the best place to learn how to be a leader is in the church. Whatever you want to learn administration, you want to learn about media, what do you want to learn? Come to the church. Be committed to something. Be dedicated to something. Don't just come to church and run off at the end of the service. Be committed to something. Be accountable to something. By so doing, God is saying that you're becoming responsible, and then He can give you like higher responsibility to take care of. This is the way. There's not two ways about it. This is the way. These things just makes you a wise person. At every given opportunity, you make use of it. You want to learn about this thing. Everybody is a leader, whether you like it or not. You are a leader. If only you could step up into that consciousness, that identity. You are a leader. You're meant to lead. So yeah. And lastly, we're going to be talking about stewardship. Stewardship is the careful and responsible management of something that is entrusted to one's care. I hope you're aware that everything you have, God gave it to you to manage. I'm talking about your time. I'm talking about literally everything. God gave it to you to manage. So we're going to be looking at the elements of stewardship. We have the stewardship over your talents. We'll find this in Proverbs 18 verse 16. Stewardship over your treasure, Matthew 6 verse 21. If you want to know what your treasure are, you can, quick tip, just look at your bank statement and see what you're focusing your investment on. Stewardship over your temple. Stewardship over your tongue. Life and death. The power of life and death is in your tongue. Stewardship over your time. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. There's not time to really dive deep into this, but I'll probably do another video just only on stewardship. But I will just emphasize on stewardship over time. This very one is very, very important, to be very honest. I wrote it that you succeed when you do a thing, or when you do something at the right time. So what makes you wealthy is not necessarily, let me say, the monopoly of wealth is not necessarily where you're working or something like that. It's basically when you're able to do the right thing at the right time. When you're able to run with time. You know what God is saying at every given time, in every given season. If you discover your time clock, no one will be able to see your back. Your life will just be seamless. It will just look like as if you really don't have any problem. And that's not really the thing. It's just that you just know how to move with time. So yeah, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope you're blessed, and I hope you'll be able to revolutionize your mindset. I mean, we talked about partnership. Again, listen, before Jesus started his ministry, the first thing he did was to choose the people that was going to work with. This is why, I mean, it's very important to partner with people. You're never alone. Don't let the devil lie to you. Okay, if you have a business idea, you have a vision, you have people that's going to add value, they're going to add value to it. It's okay to discuss it with them. You guys come together to bring this vision to life, and it's just a matter of time. You really do well. Please be in a community. It's very, very important. what community will do to you is that it will help you grow. You will never feel alone. There's always somebody to always talk to in a community. The best community is a church community. And we talked about nation building, citizen also in focus. So before you start talking about the problem, look inward. You are the solution to that problem. We can together make the nation, the world, a better place to live in. We talked about leadership. The best place again to learn how to be a leader, how to learn leadership skill is in the church. So I mean, why will you not make use of this opportunity? And we talked about stewardship. You see, that stewardship is quite deep. That's why I said I think that stewardship will actually need its video on its own. That's if I'm going to do the video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Of course, do comment, do share your thoughts. I want to know what you think. I want to know if this blessed you, and I'll be right in the comment section, of course, interacting with you all. But for now, bye guys.